Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's another away game against Wolves. I was just thinking, how long has it been that I've seen City play in a sky blue shirt, right? We've always been playing in away shirts. I think last match against Newcastle was away, the match before was away, then the next match against Leipzig will be away. After that, the match against Arsenal will be away. Well, I know the last weekend match against Forest was at home, but after that, a run of what one, two, it will be four away games in a row, including the Champions League one till the last time. So I mean till next Sunday. So when we face up to Arsenal, so I think it's been a tricky run of away games for us. But the squad is actually interesting. The squad is very interesting for me. The squad is interesting because Calvin Phillips is actually not starting because I thought Rodri injured. This will be the chance for Calvin Phillips to make his. I personally thought it is now or never for Calvin Phillips basically, and Calvin Phillips. It just seems. I mean, it's an interesting one with Calvin Phillips. It just seems like he's is not in the plans of Pep Guardiola. Is not at all in the plans of Pep Guardiola. I mean, the Newcastle match was I thought he did very well against Nottingham Forest. He kept the ball when he came on in that second half. He drew us forward. He won us fouls. He won aerial duels. He won duels on the ground. But against Nottingham Forest, the scenario was different. Against Nottingham Forest, you were almost like you were just against Nottingham Forest. The thing is, you were just defending, and Callum Phillips was excellent. But against Newcastle, when the time came for him to play through those small spaces, one twos, there was an instance against Newcastle, for example. Josko Guardiola had the ball, and he was robbed of the ball because there was no passing option. Normally, what would happen is Rodri would provide that passing option. Rodri would move between the lines and link the defense with the attack. Calvin Phillips is unable to do that. Calvin Phillips is not able to offer you passing options. He's not able to proactively move in the midfield. That's I think one of the reasons why Pep Guardiola, he hesitates to play Calvin Phillips. It's not about ability and stuff. He's played in a Marcelo Bielsa midfield, I always say. I think it's about having that sense of proactive intelligence in the mind, and that is very difficult to teach. I think it's as equivalent to teaching a striker how to finish. It's close to impossible to teach a striker how to finish, right? It's just instinctive. It's what you it's the qualities you develop as you grow up. You can teach a striker how to move in the box and stuff, but finishing is so instinctive. What to do 1v1s, it's so instinctive. I just think with Calvin Phillips, that's the thing which is missing on. I'm sorry, but I think Calvin Phillips, I don't see him for long at City anyway. He's a very good lad and everything. I know that, but I don't even think he can even start in an FA Cup game. I think in this system where you require your DM to link up play, where you require your DM to move between the lines, where you require your DM to occupy intelligent positions and stuff. I do not think Calvin Phillips is that kind of a player. For me, I think Calvin Phillips is almost, you could almost say he's a kind of player for Liverpool in a way. Sadly, but that's the truth because Liverpool's creativity comes from, now it's changing a bit with Sabozilla coming into the midfield and stuff, but primarily Liverpool's creativity comes from the flanks, right? Robertson, Trent, people moving out wide and putting the balls in Salah out wide, Nunez out wide, and all of that stuff. So I think Calvin Phillips in Liverpool could just stay there as DM, break up play, win those duels, and that's all. A DM at Liverpool does not need to be, for example, does not need to be creatively switched on. There's nothing going on there. It's just you have to win your defensive battles. I think Calvin Phillips is sadly suited to Liverpool more than City. So for me, I think Calvin Phillips' time is. I always used to tell people that Calvin Phillips is a Yorkshire Perlo. I love the way he plays those balls in behind those aerial through balls and stuff. But I just do not think that Calvin Phillips fits our system. That was the chance. That Newcastle one was the chance. See, when your manager he comes to the press conference and says before a match, Calvin Phillips is playing. That just tells the player it's now or never. It's now or never, and sadly, Calvin Phillips didn't take that chance. And even for the goal as well, he was defensively not switched on. Granted, the job of following Alexander Isak for that Newcastle goal was for Rico Lewis, but Calvin Phillips was free at the edge of the box. He didn't even bother to track the run of Isak. Just go with Isak. I think it's actually done. By the way, guys, there's a match at night. It's Girona versus Real Madrid there. And the interesting thing about Girona is there was an article in Goal about a player called a Savinho. And like you guys know, Girona is owned by the City Football Group. So they say Savinho is the next big thing in La Liga. They say Savinho is, some of the coaches of La Liga say that Savinho is one of the best 1v1 dribbling talents they've seen since Vinicius Junior. And that is Vinicius Junior for me is in the top. I think he's the best 1v1 player right now in the top five leagues in Europe. He is the best 1v1 player right now. I think, and to be compared to Vinicius Junior, I think it just tells you so much about the talent of Savinho. Just keep an eye on him. He's 19 years old. I know 19, 18, Vinicius Junior was not the developed article, but this guy is having blistering, Savinho is having blistering pace, can go on the inside, can go on the outside, a left footer. And looking at him, seeing his style of play and stuff, it just gives you flashes of Leroy Sané, a young Leroy Sané at Schalke. The way he was taking up Bundesliga by storm, that's what it really shows you. I'm just thinking about it. Savinho on one side, Doku on the other side with Haaland running through. That would just be insane. That would just be on another level. That would just be too much, I think. They're showing the points table here, and I mean, as you know, City have won all the matches. The Arsenal one will be very interesting. I mean, this match is also, it will not be a walk in the park like many people think, because Wolves are fighting for their lives even when now at this stage of the season, just after 6 matches gone. I think Wolves know that the scramble at the bottom will, it will be like a quicksand, sometimes you're at the bottom and 10-15 matches go by and you're like, you just can't come out of it, your confidence goes and there's nothing there. So I think Wolves could be stuck in that. Burnley, Wolves, Luton Town, of course. I think these three, Sheffield United, of course. I think these four teams are literally struggling. I just think that Burnley will stay up because of the quality of football Vincent Kompany is playing and stuff. Against United, I was just watching Burnley and they were very good. I just think Luton is primed to go down slightly. Sheffield could actually go down. And the third team, I'm still not quite sure. Will it be Wolves? Will it be Burnley? I somehow do not want Winnie to go down, so that's my bias there. I still can't decide on what the third team will be who will go down. The pivot is interesting again, like I touched upon at the beginning. Who will hold? Let me know in the chat below. Who will hold? Will it be Kovacic who will be holding, or will it be Nunez who will be holding? Again, the permutations are interesting here. I mean, you could easily say he's playing this, he'll play the same against Arsenal at the Emirates, but there's something called as a John Stones factor who will actually come back as well. I think John Stones is primed to come back in the Leipzig game. I'll not be surprised if Stones plays the second half in the Leipzig game and is fit for Arsenal. I think if Stones is fit for Arsenal, you go with the midfield of Stones, Nunez, and Alvarez, of course. Because Stones, for me, I think Justin, that Stones will provide you more of a defensive cover than Mateo Kovacic, especially in aerial duels and stuff. So again, it will be interesting to see will Kovacic go up and Nunez hold on his own, or will Kovacic hold on his own with Nunez going up front. I know we'll get more clarity on this in the Leipzig game because Leipzig will come to you. They'll actually play a bit more expansive style of football, whereas here Wolves will. I think they'll sit back and you could almost play with your defenders in attacking positions, in attacking midfield positions. So this might not be a true test of what that pivot will be, but the movements of Kovacic and Matheus Nunes will be very interesting to watch out for. Will be very interesting to look out for. Earlier on, I was just watching the Villa and Brighton game, and I just think, when the West Ham Brighton game happened, I was like, this has to be some kind of a change because West Ham defeated Brighton 3-1 with 19% possession. So I just thought this is a subtle change which people are not noticing, but this is a change where football is shifting from possession based style to that counter attacking style. There are cycles that run. I think from 2000s to when the Arrigo Sacchi era was just ending, from 2000 to almost 2008-9, it was almost that counter attacking football style that was, you know in the brand, with your Mourinho dominating at that point of time, and actually and stuff like that, with your Italian teams very good at that time. And I think when Guardiola came for the last 3 4 years, it was, I think, from 2008 to 2013 2014, it was again possession based football, and again it was the Bundesliga teams, Bayern Munich counter attacking style, Real Madrid Bayern Munich counter attacking style, expansive football, dynamic football. So and then it's been again possession based in the last few years. Now I think the interesting thing is Pep Guardiola is also shifting to that possession based, sorry, that counter-attacking style football. Not exactly sit back and hit on the counter, but he's looking at fast pacey wingers. He's looking at kind of nick the ball and get onto the opponents faster. He's looking at playing centrally faster. So that Brighton City game will be interesting because Aston Villa Brighton today was, they just nicked the ball of Brighton in the midfield fast counter, having a lethal striker. And there were some components that really took me back to Mourinho's teams, with how West Ham defeated Brighton and with how Aston Villa defeated Brighton. One of the key components of those Mourinho teams would be, there would be a lethal striker. You Be it be Drogba, be it be at Real Madrid, Karim Benzema, I mean Higuain, those in those times. Mourinho always had those lethal strikers, and you see at Aston Villa, Ole Watkins, very lethal on his day. With West Ham, Antonio Bowen, the lethal finishes. Bowen is excellent one on one. So I think you can see shades of those counter-attacking teams who are developing, who are able to beat possession-based teams. Soak up the pressure, hit them on the break. It's a change that is very very interesting, and it's a change Pep has gone with this time. Pep generally he relents those changes. He does not go with those changes. He fights those changes. But especially this season and even last season to an extent, he's gone with those changes. Last season, Champions League football, away to Leipzig, away to Munich, away to Madrid. City were happy sitting back and they were happy to take a goal on the counter. When is the last time you saw City sitting back and take a goal on the counter? So Pep is this time flowing with the change and is molding the team like that. Haaland fast, Doku fast, Kovacic can play through the middle, Walker fast, huge pace. So I think this possession-based football, the fundamentals are same, but this possession-based football is evolving and it's changing. It's no longer who has the highest percentage of possession. I think it's about those quick attacks. It's about those taking as many shots as possible on the opposition goal. So it's interesting how football is evolving in before our eyes. But City are on the hurdle. City are in the hurdle. I would have preferred Guardiola over Ake. I mean, Ake is fine as long as he plays on the left back position. But I don't quite like Ake when Ake plays in the centre back position. To be fair enough, because I know Ake was a centre back, but I somehow think that some physically big strikers dominate Ake when he plays at centre back. But when he plays at left back, I think Ake has improved in the way he gets forward. Ake has improved his ability on the ball and stuff. So I think Ake is in the top three left backs in the world at this time. Ake is definitely a much, much, much bigger improvement on Zinchenko. Zinchenko is thrashed defensively. Ake is one of the best in the league defensively. 1v1s, I think Ake is in the top two, top three players in the league. Wolves have kicked it off. It will be an interesting match. Let's see if our scoreboard is working. Maybe our scoreboard is not working, but let's wait for a while to be honest. City get the ball back. Let us see if the scoreboard will work for a while. Let us wait for a minute or two and then see. Josko Guardiola, Erling Haaland linking up play. Yes, the scoreboard started there. Magic. That's good. Jeremy Doku on the ball. Jeremy Doku, two players around him. Julian Alvarez, Ruben Diaz. How we missed Ruben Diaz against Newcastle. Phil Ford and Kyle Walker on the right flank. Manuel Akanji. The positions of Kyle Walker is the one. The position of Kyle Walker is the one that has intrigued me the most. He's so high and wide. I'm just thinking, how do you even replace him? How do you get someone who's comfortable 1v1s but who can also be so high and wide? Jeremy Doku loses the ball, but that's fine. He does well to get the ball back. This is the quality of Jeremy Doku that just impresses Pep Guardiola the most. How he recovers from a mistake, how he accepts he's done the mistake, and what a waste of shot from Manuel Akanji. City are building something and Akanji goes for that. He's hit a million shots and is never hit one on goal. It's not even Rodri or someone who's having those shots on goal. It's ready Manuel Akanji. Wolves are on the attack. It's a 2v2 at the back. It's a 2v2 at the back. That is excellently defended there. That is wonderful defending there. Matthews Nunez, Ruben Diaz, Kovacic. It's Kovacic who's definitely holding. It's Kovacic who's playing as a holding midfielder, to be fair. Josko Guardiola, Matthews Nunez. It's Kovacic who's holding on his own. Jeremy Doku back to Nathanaki. I think they'll have to spread the play. Jeremy Doku. I think they'll have to spread the play. There's no space to be found on the. I think Doku can just hug the touchline and someone can thread a ball centrally for the run of Haaland. I think Foden was going on his run almost and Walker didn't make the pass. Kovacic, Akanji, Nathanake, Matthews Nunes holding the width here with Jeremy Doku on the inside. You can just tell how versatile Matthews Nunes is. Julian Alvarez, I think he'll give it back to Jeremy Doku. Doku, pass it to Kova, pass it to Kova. There's an option. He's just lost it. Matthews Nunes is just that's a testament to his versatility. You know, he can play box to box. He can play on the left wing. Pep Guardiola is sitting there in the director's box with Tikshiki Pakistan. Manuel Akanji, the touch was heavy, but he was always in control. Phil Foden, Manuel Akanji. There's a switch on Manuel. Yes, he's gone for the switch. That is wonderful. This is what we had to do from a long time. Jeremy Doku one on one. Mateo Kovacic. Ruben Diaz. Ah! What a tackle there by the Wolves player. What a tackle there by the Wolves player. What a tackle there by the Wolves player. That should have been 1-0 City. Erling Haaland would have been licking his lips. That should have been 1-0 City. What a ball, what a move from City. That is a dream move from City. Look at that. Ruben Diaz. I think everyone was onside. Matthews Nunez, Erling Haaland. This is a move we have seen in the last match against Forest, I think, right? Nunez crosses on the right flank. This time Nunez is on the left flank. It's a set piece, and we've honestly been shit on set pieces. Jeremy Doku, will he shoot? Ah, that's a corner. That's a corner, yes. That was a good shot there from Jeremy Doku. But what a move that was from City. Matthews Nunes, Erling Haaland. That just should have been 1-0 City. How did the Wolves player even just get back? I don't know. Julian Alvarez. Ball's just following Jeremy Doku today. It's a goal kick. There was a mess in the box. But the move is still in front of my eyes. What a move! I think it was a last ditch clearance by Trade Dawson. Goals have just been opened like you open a gift box, like you open the ribbons of gift box. That's how much goals have been opened there. Jose Sa taking his time on goal kicks. Back to Edison. But the role of Nunez is again very interesting. The way he's moving in between spaces is excellent. See, this is what Calvin Phillips cannot do. That is why he's not playing if Rodri is there. Otherwise, if Calvin Phillips had the ability that Nunez had of moving between spaces, it would not have mattered if Rodri is fit. It was not. It was never that Calvin Phillips was directly competing with Rodri for that spot. There were other spots available in the midfield. Like you can see how Nunez, if Nunez can make the team regularly, even if Rodri was there, then even Phillips could have made it last year as well. It's just that Phillips, I think, is not good enough to to move between the spaces. To be fair, City losing the ball there. Just settle down, guys. Just settle down for a bit. I just want to check on the finishing form of Erling Haaland. It was just atrocious against Nottingham Forest, against Red Star Belgrade. Yeah, I think it's who's the Wolves coach? Is it Gary O'Neill? I don't know, but Wolves are trying to play neat little triangles. It's a free kick for Wolves. Kyle Walker gets the ball back. Kyle. Yes, recycle possession. Julian Alvarez, Kovacic. That's the worry with Kovacic. Maybe you just worry that he would make a mistake like Jorginho did against Tottenham. But I think Kovacic is a much safer carrier of the ball than Jorginho. Kovacic is quicker than Jorginho as well across the turf. Ruben Diaz on the ball. Just think City need to inject that pace a little bit more. Natanake, right place, right time, or else the bull striker was away. Julian Alvarez. It's Matthews Nunez actually, not Julian Alvarez. Look at how he's escaping the press. That is just wonderful from Matthews Nunez. Manuel Akanji. Matteo, switch it. Natanake. Combination of Doku and Matthews Nunes is very interesting for me. The contact between both. JSK says, "Hey Mohan, finally no Grealish." I mean, Grealish was awfully bad against Newcastle, right? He was just passing the ball back, back, back. I mean, I still think if we played Doku at the start, I think we were discussing on that stream as well, right? If we started Doku, I think we win that match for sure. But anyway, Pep said in the press conference that Doku and Grealish will be fighting for that place. So I think Pep has confidence on Doku now more than Grealish. But Wolves on the attack here. That's well defended. The danger is not cleared. Wolves on the attack. Wolves still have the ball. I think we can hit them on the counter if they have the ball, so that's not a problem at all. That's a good header there by Akanji. Ah, he almost found Doku there. I think it's Matthews Nunes who almost found Doku there. By the way, guys, did you see the ball that Matthews Nunes played to Erling Haaland round about the fifth, sixth minute? Haaland almost had an open goal. That was, I think that's the chance of the day so far. The pace is not there in City's play today. The pace is somehow not there in City's play. Phil Foden, you need an injection of pace. Kovacic gives the ball away again. And Wolves score. Shit. Wolves score. Wolves score. And we have conceded again the first goal. Wolves score. Nathan Ake should have just brought down the man, I think. Nathan Ake run ragged there with the opposite fullback. It's an own goal by Ruben Diaz, to be honest. It's an own goal by Ruben Diaz. Not the start that we wanted. Not at all the start that we wanted, definitely. It's an own goal by Ruben Diaz. Bad luck. Pep Guardiola sitting there in the stands. People said Wolves struggling to score goals, and what do? They just score the goal against us. Wolves take the lead against the run of play, I must say. There's a 1v1 chance, and Ake should defend it, to be honest. JSK says Guardiola would have stopped him easily. That's true, JSK. That's true. Guardiola would have stopped him easily for sure. But anyway, I don't know. I think if Ruben Diaz didn't put in that challenge, I still think that Wolves would not have scored. But yet another match in which we go 1-0 down against West Ham. We went 1-0 down. Against Belgrade, we went 1-0 down, and here 1-0 down, we go again. It's just that the pace is not there. I think we need more pace in the game, to be honest. At least I thought Ake should have brought him down, to be honest. Jeremy Doku on the ball. Nathan Ake, Kovacic, Ruben Diaz, Manuel Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Kyle Walker, back to Manuel Akanji, Phil Foden. Wolves are just sitting back now. That's what they will do. Ruben Diaz back to Akanji. Ruben Diaz, Matthews Nunez, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz is put it out wide to Kyle Walker. And Wolves get the ball back again. Bloody hell. And Walker's in the book as well. Not been a good week for City so far. Losing Rodri against Forest, going out of the Carabao Cup, and now 1-0 down to Wolves away from home. Matthews Nunez there. Erling Haaland just couldn't get the ball off his feet. Again, it's a 1v1 duel for Nathan Ake. Walker does extremely well, and that's a foul. That's a foul by Ait Nouri on Walker, but again. Ruben Diaz on the ball. Ruben Diaz to Ake. Ake to Matthews Nunez. That's a foul on Matthews Nunez. Wolves are just slowing the game down here. Just need an injection of pace. I think this is where we realize the importance of Rodri more than anything else. Joses are taking his time on bloody every goal kick. On every bloody goal kick. Just look at the scores on other games as well. Let's see. Surprise, surprise. Arsenal have already taken the lead against Bournemouth. Jeremy Doku on the ball. Why is he just trying to shoot? Why can't he just cut it to Haaland? Why is he always trying to shoot? Jeremy Doku is cutting in and is always trying to shoot. I don't know why. The ball never had enough bend and curl on it. Matthews Nunez, Kovacic, Ruben Diaz, Manuel Akanji, Kovacic, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, and Jose Sa is bloody catching every ball and wasting time. This could be a nightmare fixture for us, to be honest. Manuel Akanji coming out with the ball again. Speed the play up, Manuel, speed the play up. Natanake, that was a straight 1v1 which Natanake lost to give the goal away. Heavy ball by Jeremy Doku, and that's a throw into City. Heavy ball by Matthews Nunez to Jeremy Doku, and City get the throw. The rhythm's just not been there for us. Not the first time we've been 1-0 down in the season, third time. That's not a foul, ref. That's not a foul at all. That was never a foul. It was a blatant dive. It was a blatant dive, to be honest. And few other crucial seconds tick by in this match. That's a high boot. Could be a red card, to be fair. Could be a red card, to be fair. That's a high boot. What is that showing? I don't know. Maybe a yellow is a fair result, but it was a Ruben Diaz own goal. I think if Diaz was not there, it was just flashing across the box, and we had players over there. Nathan Ake, Manuel Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Manuel Akanji, Kyle Walker. Something's not working in the system here. Just not able to open Wolves up. Kovacic does well there. Ruben Diaz, Julian Alvarez in space. That's a foul on Julian Alvarez, and it's a free kick for City. I think it was Matheus Nunes, to be honest, not Julian Alvarez. 26 minutes have just gone by. It's Matheus Nunes, and they've tried to foul him 3 times. Anyway, we're shit from free kicks, so I don't expect much from this, to be honest. But let us see. I think we are the only team in the top five leagues right now to have 100% record in their respective leagues. Julian Alvarez. Ah, Jeremy Doku does extremely well there. And it's another free kick for City. Gautam just didn't like what I see. That was such an uncharacteristic error from Nathanake, right? Nathanake Gautam has faced Kingsley Coman, Leroy Sané, last season Champions League, Rodrigo. He's faced all people like that, and this is one. I think I always thought Nathanake was one of the best 1v1 defenders. I still stand by that. That was just a moment of error. I think that's all. You're never gonna beat Wolves in the air. Out to Doku. Doku good ball to Matthews Nunez. Kyle Walker. Erling Haaland does extremely well there. Erling Haaland does superbly there to protect the ball. Walker back to. Can't we create one big chance? That's the only thing. Can't we create one big chance? Gautam just missing Rodri already. But the goal wasn't Rodri. I mean, the goal wasn't the mistake of the DM, right? The goal wasn't. The goal was a simple 1v1 duel. The duel was not simple, but it was straightforward 1v1 duel, which, there were two players on him. That's what makes me angry. Foden and Ake. And I think Foden should have just pursued him even if Ake was there. That's a corner for City, but that's another chance for Foden. Just didn't release the ball fast enough. Foden pinching the ball there. Should have done more with it, to be honest. But it's a corner for City. You're never gonna beat Wolves in the air. Come on, you're never gonna beat Wolves in the air. And anyways, our corners are actually shitty, to be honest. Jeremy Doku with the ball. Ah, Good try from Jeremy Doku. Gautam is not talking about the goal. He can provide some worldies. That is true, Gautam. That is true. With Rodri, if teams sit back, he can unleash that shot. You know that now. I do not think that's another thing. I do not. I think Wolves know there's no one who can, unleash that shot. So that is there. 30 minutes gone, and I think apart from the chance in the fifth minute, we haven't created a single good chance. That is another thing that is worrying, to be honest. Not created a chance at all. It's not Haaland's been having shots and shots at the goalie. I think Haaland has zero shots at the goalie till now. Jeremy Doku there. Wolves are on the counter attack here. Doku does well to intercept. Doku does well to intercept. Doku, you should have passed it. Ake gets the ball, but the referee, Craig Pawson, is an idiot. He gives the foul in favor of Wolves. To be honest, Ake didn't get the ball. Ake is having a nightmare here. Ake is not having a good game here. Ake is just having a nightmare here. It's a Wolves free kick. They'll take a century to take that free kick. I think Wolves just they want to score a goal and just want to sit back. That's a throw for City. Just hurry up. Just hurry up. 32 minutes gone already. Mateo Kovacic. Ruben Diaz to Doku. That's the same move we have been seeing through the evening. Nothing's happening. Two people are. Nathan Ake does extremely well to retrieve the ball and he gives it back to Doku. That's a throw in for City, I think. Yes. Mateo Kovacic, City players are now ramping up the pace here. Mateo Kovacic, Matthews Nunez. Gautam says doesn't look like we are scoring. I think these people don't wake up without Wallaching from Pep. And also we'll have to realize Pep is not on the touchline today. He's serving a ban due to that yellow card against Newcastle. The Carabao Cup match. The ball from Nunez to Walker is not good. It's undercooked. But the pace is ramped up now. Good ball from Kovacic, but the defenders literally physically holding Haaland. I haven't told this, but I think City. I've never told this, but I sadly think City are, at least at this point of time, City are out of options, sort of attacking options in terms of how do we break down the opposition defense. It should have been nil-nil to be fair, but it's a throw-in for Wolves. Nathan Aked as well now, and it's a corner for Wolves. It's a goal kick actually. Ake does extremely well here in 1v. Ake is generally 99% of the times very good in 1v1 situations, but it's just that 1% of the time, look at that, he's very good in 1v1 situations, but it's just 1% of the time he was not good and we conceded a goal. Bad luck, that's what I would say. Jeremy Doku, that's a foul on Doku. And the referee doesn't give a foul. What an idiot the referee is. That's a clear foul on Doku. And Wolves are now bloody playing triangles with us. Wolves player is down, but he'll get up because Wolves have the ball. Ruben Diaz does well now. I just think maybe the choice of Ake at left back in this match is not the right one. I think there are certain players which certain players find it difficult to defend against. I think Guardiola would have been a good match at the left back position today. I don't know. I think Guardiola would have been perfect defending that. Wonderful ball there from Kovacic, and that's a foul. Max Kellman there conceding the foul. What a ball from Kovacic. Already 37 minutes gone. We're into the 38th minute and zero shots. When was the last time you saw City go into half time with zero shots? On target, off target, zero shots. Now in a striking line that has Jeremy Doku, Erling Haaland and Phil Foden. Zero shots. My god. Jeremy Doku. Ah, it's a throw in for City. That's a foul. It's a yellow card for Lemina because he's kicked the ball away. That's how it should be. But when is the last time you guys have seen City go into half time with zero shots? Jeremy Doku skies it. Wow, Luton Town are 2-0 up. This is interesting against Everton. Crystal Palace are 1-0 up. This is interesting against Manchester United. I just want to check the shots. My God. City have three shots in total. I mean, four shots in total. And Wolves have zero shots. Wolves have zero shots. And still we are losing 1-0. Wow. Will Aki get a red card or something now? Ake is just having a nightmare here. Look at what Ake has done to Pedro Neto over there. I think Guardiola versus Pedro Neto would have been the perfect option. Yes, Guardiola versus Pedro Neto would have been the perfect option today. I just don't know why Pep is playing Nathan Ake here. The incredible thing is, Wolves have had zero shots. I know that's because of the Ruben Diaz own goal, but that's a goal kick for City. It's 43 minutes gone, but I think at least 5 minutes will be added on due to that Pedro Neto thing, the goal celebrations and stuff. But Matheus Nunes, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, the same plan back to Doku. Just change the bloody attacking pattern. Why are we not using Foden or Walker as much? Again! Kanji does well. We go 2-0 down here, the game's over. That's well defended. City have had 11 attempts on goal and Wolves have had 0 attempts. But I have not seen us testing Jose as much as would have liked. So Manuel Akanji. How many minutes of added time? Bloody hell, 3 minutes. Can we find an equalizer? That is the only thing. Matthews Nunes, Kyle Walker, Mateo Kovacic, Jeremy Doku, back to Nathan Ake. Ah, that was a chance. Second best chance of the match for City. That was a good chance. That was a very good chance there. Probably Matthews Nunes should be. Ah, it just went over Matthews Nunes. That is the problem. Otherwise, it would have been the equalizer for City that we have been seeking. Just went over Matthews Nunes. It's been that kind of a day, to be honest. One more attack. Can we get one more attack before the break? Can we have one more attack before the break? Nathan Ake, Mateo Kovacic. That's a foul. My God, the referee tells that's not a foul. The referee is given a penalty. What the hell is that? Thank God it's not a penalty. For a moment, I thought it was a penalty. My goodness. Let us get in at half time. That's a foul in favor of City. I think we have a free kick now to end the half. We have a free kick now to end the half. There will be changes at half time for sure. I think Josko Guardiola will come on. I'm just thinking attacking changes. Would you bring on Oscar Bob right now? Because his close control and dribbling is just very, very good. This will be a very difficult free kick to score from, to be honest. Ah, it was a good delivery, but that's the end of the half. City go into yet another half time break with trialing 1-0 down. Red Star Belgrade 1-0 down. West Ham United 1-0 down. Away to West Ham 1-0 down. Now away to Wolves 1-0 down. My God. What is it? What is this new thing which we are cultivating? Do we want to be another Real Madrid in making comebacks? And the shocking thing about this 1-0 result is Wolves have had zero shots on target. Wolves have had zero shots in the entire game. Zero shots. I'll just check the attacking stats again and look at it. Wolves have had zero shots on target, zero shots off target. And Wolves have committed 11 fouls in City. The only good thing in all this is bloody Manchester United are losing. I mean, I just think we didn't create enough chances today. That's all. Defensively, we were good. I know that one goal was a Ruben Diaz own goal, but those things happen. That's not the reason why we are losing. Those things happen in football. The reason why we are losing is lack of creativity from the midfield again. I don't know why Foden stops running. I just don't know why Foden stops running there. Especially, you can't. I don't know whether he trusts Ake one on one. I don't know, but I think had Foden just continued his run over there with Ake, I think Pedro Neto would have found it very difficult. I think Ake would not have lunged into the tackle. And again, I don't know why Ake had lunged into the tackle there. I think the mistake there is Nathan Ake should not have lunged into the tackle. Nathan Ake should not have lunged into the tackle. Nathan Ake should have gone shoulder to shoulder with him till the very end, till the penalty box, till the very end. To be honest, because see, Nathan Ake had the turn of pace. That was the mistake from Nathan Ake. Should have gone shoulder to shoulder, and it's a mistake by Ruben. I mean, not a mistake by Ruben Diaz. Diaz had to go for the challenge there. Foden at the end, I think this was a very good chance from Ruben Diaz at the end. Should have actually put it either side of Jose's side. It would have been a goal, to be honest. Just put it straight to Ruben Diaz. Sorry, straight to Jose Sa. Just hit it straight at Jose Sa. I mean, we have been in the middle of results like this, right? At halftime, like I mentioned, West Ham 1-0 down at halftime, Belgrade extra, Belgrade 1-0 down at halftime. This game 1-0 down at halftime. Fulham 1-1 at halftime. I think I think yeah, Kane just scored I think 2-1 at halftime. But against Sheffield United, we were literally 1-1 and it was 5 minutes to go at the end, and we managed to hit it 2-1. So it's not been as smooth as people actually think that the going has been for us. So it'll be interesting to see what Pep will say at halftime. Erling Haaland's not had a single sniff. That's my only worry. Erling Haaland's not had a single sniff. I know we have had 11 shots on target, where I mean 11 shots in total, with West Ham having zero shots in total. But we haven't literally, how many big chances have we created? I remember one in the fifth minute, and then another one probably with the ball going over the head of Matthews Nunes. I think that's it. Apart from that, we haven't created any big chances as well. The response will be interesting in the second half. Like I always say, it's about response. It's about how do we respond to this. Some interesting results today as well, with Brighton being defeated 6-1 by Aston Villa. United losing 1-0 now, that's hardly a surprise anymore. Luton Town winning 2-1 against Everton. That is actually very, very interesting. Would I change any players there? Would I change the formation there? I mean, what will you change? Introduction of Jack Grealish, probably. I don't know. Maybe send Doku to the right, put Grealish on the left. Will that be the change you do? I don't know what change he'll do. Probably a bit of a change in formation, with sending Julian Alvarez up front to play as a two with Haaland instead of in the middle, and with Foden in the midfield. And you probably send Matthews Nunes out wide on the right flank with Kovacic holding on his own. See, that is the advantage if you had Rodri, right? He could hold on his own, and he could maybe send Matthews Nunes somewhere out wide. But that doesn't seem to be the case now. So the tactics, what Pep will say at halftime, is will be very, very interesting. So some of the scores going around are interesting, but I'm just thinking, what do you change if Pep Guardiola at halftime, looking at the subs bench and stuff? It'll be interesting. I mean, I do not, I, I can't see many options. You bring in Grealish, but you need Doku to break open defenses like this. I'm just struggling to think what other options can Pep really bring on. Sadly, De Bruyne is injured. John Stones is out. Bernardo Silva is injured. I think for a game like this, you needed at least someone like a Bernardo Silva or Kevin De Bruyne to be in the team. Either one of both. It's almost sad that both of them are not there. Vinay is here. Hey Vinay, how are you doing? Vinay says we don't play with right wing. Walker is shifting heavy. Vinay says Rodri was bit covering for KDB, no creativity in the midfield. I mean, shocking thing is Vinay, no goals have zero shots on goal, both on target and off target. So I mean, honestly, for the goal, I think it was a shocking decision from Ake because Ake was matching Pedro Neto pace for pace. It's not that Pedro Neto is quicker than Ake. It's not Otamendi is running behind Pedro Neto. He had to lunge it. It was a simple thing. Ake had to follow Pedro Neto shoulder to shoulder. That's all. Nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. Ake should have followed Pedro Neto shoulder to shoulder and showed him on the outside. Simple as that, and we defended. So. I think first that's the mistake from Ake, and I think you're actually right. Walker is just shifting down heavy on that right wing. But then I think, as City fans, I think we have accepted that because you need Phil Foden to play. You literally look at that shots, zero shots compared to our 13. One shot compared to our 13. I don't know where that one came from. It had to be zero corners for Wolves. Just a one shot for Wolves. They've committed 11 fouls. Nothing. City have given away nothing. 70% possession for City and yet we are 1-0 down. Yeah, but I think if you have to play both Foden and Alvarez in the midfield, right? Then what else do you do? I actually think you can remove Matthews Nunes, you can remove Kovacic, have Matthews Nunes as a single holding DM, and probably bring in someone like a Jack Grealish on the left, Doku on the right, or even an Oscar Bob to play on the right. I think that's the best option I can see now. Vinicius Silva was needed. Shift Foden at right wing. He's not KDB. I that's that's the problem I think, Vinay, because Pep is adamant he wants Foden to play in the midfield. I actually think all this is solved when John Stones comes back into the team because then Stones can play in the midfield. Then you play. I think right now to form a box, you need, for example, now since Rodri is not there, you need Kovacic, Nunez, Alvarez, and Foden there. I think when Stones comes back, I think instead of playing an extra body in the midfield, I think you play an extra body out wide, and then it could mean Walker's back. Because Walker is not a rocket engine or something that he'll every match he'll go up and down, up and down, up and down on that wing. I just think we bloody need to have someone on that right wing and just shift Walker back to his right back position. And Walker's not the most creative enough as well. So what Wolves are doing here is I think Wolves are defending narrow and they're telling put crosses in. We have Dawson who's bloody 194 centimeters high. We have all of us centre backs are 180, 190 centimeters high. You put in crosses, we'll defend against the crosses. Tactically, this will be very, very interesting what Pep does. Tactically, it will be very interesting how Pep changes. I expect Pep to put Julian Alvarez up top, I think, and then Pep to shift Foden in the midfield, and then you put Matthews Nunes in place of Foden, where Foden was originally playing there alongside Alvarez as a two number 10s. You shift Alvarez second striker and then play Foden centrally and put Matthews Nunes as an other attacking midfielder beside Foden and have Kovacic hold on his own. And look at it. Oscar Bob is coming on. Oscar Bob is coming on. Probably Vinay, I think Pep has listened to you. Right wing, Oscar Bob is coming on. But in place of whom is Oscar Bob coming on? I don't know. In place of whom is Oscar Bob coming on? Let us just check in place of whom is Oscar Bob coming on. Oh, he's coming on in place of Matthews Nunez. Nunez has played very well, so doesn't deserve it, but he has to. I think looking at how the match has been going. Very important minutes for Oscar Bob here. Can he prove that he belongs at this level? Julian Alvarez is playing out on the right wing. Phil Foden, shitty ball from Phil Foden over there, but that's a foul on Phil Foden to be honest. Lemina is the one who's committed the foul. He's already booked. Lemina is already booked. I think it's not a second yellow, to be honest. Interesting change. Oscar Bob's coming on. Very interesting change. At least for matches like these, I wish we had James Ward-Prowse. Is there a penalty shout? I don't know. Kovacic is speaking to the ref, but I don't know. There isn't, I think. It needs to be a right footer in swinger. Julian Alvarez. What is that, Jeremy Doku? Whatever it was, I don't know. Oscar Bob, his first touch in the match. Oscar Bob. Phil Foden's been shitty, to be honest, today. This is just, I don't know. Wolves are just committing so many fouls. I don't know. Maybe could it be one of that days for City? I don't know. Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob does extremely well there. Manuel Akanji. Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker to Akanji. Akanji Ruben Diaz. Yes to Ake. Interesting. Oscar Bob is playing between the lines here. He's not playing on the wing. It's Alvarez who's playing on the wing. Mateo Kovacic. Why are you taking shots from so out wide, Ruben Diaz? I just can't understand. Pep Guardiola is explaining something to Tishiki Bagaristan over there, the tactics. He's explaining it to everyone who's sitting with him. Everything, each and every foul is going Wolves' way. Can we score a goal today? That's the only question. Ah! Clearance falls straight to a Wolves player. What are we doing? I don't know. Just playing shit today. We're just playing absolute shit today. One chance. Can Erling Haaland get one chance? Edison does extremely well there. Mateo Kovacic. City have increased the speed of the game. They have to. Jeremy Doku, Mateo Kovacic, Phil Ford and Oscar Bob. Ah, lovely play there. One of the best pieces of play today. Lovely play. Ford and Oscar Bob and Erling Haaland. Create the chances, guys. Create the chances. Create them chances. Wonderful piece of play from Oscar Bob. It's interesting. Oscar Bob is playing in an attacking midfield position here. I don't know what Foden is doing today. He's giving the ball away again. Wow, look at the win probability. City just have 18% probability of winning. Just take the ball. It's like we are acting as if we are 1-0 up and we are just defending. A lot of time wasting, a lot of fouls. This is I just don't know. Time is just ticking by. Wolves are winning all of the second balls. Offside, offside, offside. Pedro Neto is offside. Jack Grealish is warming up, but just don't know what. I just can't see what Jack Grealish will come and do now. I think the game would have been nil-nil if Nathan Ake was just Tanaka had gone shoulder to shoulder with Pedro Neto. That's all. It's as simple as that. I don't know why he dived in. I've not seen Nathanake defend a 1v1 so badly in his entire career at City. You go shoulder to shoulder, still Pedro Neto beats you, then that's a different thing. I think you needed the passing of Josko Guardiola in this match, to be honest. Ah! Weak shot, weak shot. Another Wolves player is down. It was a good tackle from Ruben Diaz, to be honest. Yuan Malilo is sat there thinking, I think as long as it's at 1-0, we can have hope of at least salvaging a draw, if not anything else. Nathan Ake. I think you needed Josko Guardiola in situations like this, especially for his passing. Mateo Kovacic giving the ball over there. My God, my God. That's good defending there from Manuel Akanji. Very good defending there from Manuel Akanji. That's a foul. For a moment, I thought it was inside the box, but no, it was outside the box, just outside the box. Anyway, we only have shit set piece takers. Yes, the foul was clearly outside the box. It's initiated outside the box. Yeah, I think Bernardo Silva was needed for this match, but just don't know. And that's a goal! That's a goal! Woo! 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 Julian Alvarez! Who else? Who else but Julian Alvarez? Come on, Julian! Julian Alvarez breaks the hearts of Wolves. Wow! What a goal! Woo! What a free kick and what a player! Wow! What a goal there for Julian Alvarez. Get another goal involvement for him. What a technique. Side footed it into the corner. Wow. 1-1 City. Come on, City. That's not a foul. Kovacic is struggling here. I probably think he should have kept on Matthews Nunez in and took off Matthew and took off Kovacic. And it's a Wolves free kick. It's offside. It's offside. Here comes Alvarez. That was probably the only way we were going to score today, Gautam. But seriously, Gautam, I think Kovacic is struggling. I think Pep needed to take off Kovacic and he needed to put on Nunez there. Matthews Nunez can play as a DM. And I just think that take off Ake and put on Guardiola. See, nothing against Ake. Ake for me is still in the top three in terms of the best 1v1 defenders. Kyle Walker's on heavy duty sprint, and that's well defended. We're struggling a bit here defensively. I think we need Josko Guardiola back so that we can attack with confidence, to be honest. Just think that without Rodri, I mean, are you ready to take a draw here? Are you ready to take a draw? Without Rodri, tough away ground. It just seemed we were going to shit. That's a big question here. I know Pep and City don't have that attitude, but it just brings to the mind today. No Rodri, tough away ground goals are countering as if they are ready to score on every counter. Wonderful ball by Oscar Bob to Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku does extreme. Look at the pace of Oscar Bob. The pace of Oscar Bob is wonderful there, but look at Jeremy Doku there. Just that final ball. That final ball. Gautam says Oscar Bob has been fire. He just changed the game, Gautam, as soon as he comes. It almost seems that you're seeing David Silva again with Oscar Bob. I know there's a lot of levels to grow for that, but it's almost like Oscar Bob is just give and go. He plays superbly in the pockets. I just think that you play Oscar Bob in the central midfield. None of this Foden Alvarez shit again. Play Oscar Bob and Alvarez if you want, and shift Foden on the right wing. Wolves are just bundling over like it's, I don't know. But I just think that he needs to make that Guardiola substitution. I don't know when will he make it, but I just think that he needs to make that Guardiola substitution. I think it was Oscar Bob, right, who won the free kick as well for us. And it was a tough free kick as well. The angle was tough. The angle was very tough to be fair. It's not an easy technique as well, side footing it. Every time Wolves are going forward, I'm just getting anxious. I don't know why. The attacking structure of Wolves has been very good to be fair. Jeremy Doku there. 1v1, Jeremy Doku, 1v1, Jeremy, go! Wonderful defending again. Look at that, Gautam, the 1v1s. I just think you need Josko Guardiola, you need Josko Guardiola. You just bring in Josko Guardiola and I just think Gautam, you bring in the pace of it's the pace of Pedro Neto. You bring Josko Guardiola and just tell Josko Guardiola to man mark Pedro Neto. That's all. There's nothing else to that. I think you just tell Guardiola. I think Pedro Neto will be doing shit if Josko Guardiola has been there. To be honest, Josko Guardiola will have Pedro Neto in his pocket. It's the pace, Gautam. It's the pace. I think it's just the pace. And the fact that Wolves are defending deep. JSK says why Pep is at the audience. JSK, it seems that Pep. Oh, Calvin Phillips is coming on now. This is interesting. It seems JSK Pep wants to have a better view from the top angle. He's not getting a good angle there from the sidelines. Just joking, but almost a chance for Oscar. Is that a goal? Has that gone in? Jeremy Doku does well. Manuel Akanji. No, don't hit a shot. It was a good shot to be honest from Manuel Akanji. No, Jeski Pepe's got a third yellow card in the Carabao Cup, right? Newcastle match. So suspended for this match. Three yellow cards, you're suspended. So that's why he's at the audience. And he's explaining tactics to Tixiki Badaristan. Pep is Pep. Again, ball over the top. City are just struggling. And Wolves score again. It's 2-1. My God. Shit. Yeah, 2-1 Wolves. Shit. Again from the Ake and ball over the top, and it's all going to nuts. Again. There's no offside at all. The pace is just, City are just not able to handle the pace. 2-1 Wolves. JS kisses, but how did Ake defend against Coleman and Sane? I mean, JSK there, Ake and Walker were back, and it was a clear 1v1 duel. Here, it's like Ake is playing forward because Wolves are just defending in a deep block. So it's almost a foot race, right? Right from the halfway line. So, so that's where the difficulty is. I think if you put Ake back, Walker back, I think Wolves cannot do anything. It's just that Ake is playing so forward. You look at how forward Ake is playing. And just look at the substitution now. I think it's Adama Traore who's coming on. I think it's Adama Traore who's coming on, to be honest. This could be a nightmarish last 20 minutes for City. Jeremy Doku there with the ball. Again, Wolves will go on a counter now. This is just look at the importance of Rodri here. Look at the importance of a DM who can control possession and all of that. Gautam just forget about 1 point. I think we're losing 3 points. I just want this. I think I can accept a draw. I think now, Gautam, to be honest. Draw is fine, I think now. I think at 1-1 was the chance for us to go for the 3 points. At 2-1, I think it's difficult. Even though it's City, never say never. But nightmarish couple of games, right? Newcastle won in this one without Rodri. And the Nottingham Forest second half. Wonderful ball from Oscar Bob. And look at it, how the Wolves players, how the idiots are falling down. I think Wolves are primed to go down, to be honest. There's nothing in the challenge. My goodness, this game is just. I just thought that once we went 1-1, I think just a matter of time before we go out 2 goals up, but it's just gone the reverse way. They've targeted Nathan Ake for sure today. They've targeted Nathan Ake for sure. Every ball has been down as this thing. I think this was a game for Josko Guardiola, to be honest. This was a game for Josko Guardiola, especially when you're gonna play so high. Nathan Ake, Jeremy Doku, Nathan Ake. Zero chances for Erling Haaland today. And look at the crosses as well. Would you want Guardiola or would you want Ake in that position? I just don't know. Another player of Wolves is down. Time is just ticking by, to be honest. Play resumes and Oscar Bob does well along with Doku to hold on to possession. It's Phil Foden. The last 20 minutes, I think, along with added time and everything. So, can we get one goal back in 20 minutes? Let us see. Jeremy Doku 1v1, and it's a corner for City. Nelson Semedo, Julian Alvarez, Jeremy Doku, Calvin Phillips. If that went in, Phillips would have been a hero here. Ruben Diaz, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Manuel Akanji. Can we create one chance for Erling Haaland? That's the only thing. One chance. Jeremy, just pass the ball. Don't lose possession. Nathan Ake. Jeremy Doku again. Calvin Phillips. That's a foul. City's favor. It's been a poor delivery, not the one in which from which Alvarez scored. Can't we create? Haaland has got zero big chances in this match. Can't we create one big chance? That's my only thing. One chance. I think it's Bertrand Traore. Thankfully, it's not Adama Traore. The Grealish is coming on. Referee gives a goal kick. JSK says Calvin Phillips is panoti, to be honest. I just want him. I just want us to even get a draw here, JSK. A draw is enough. Let us get out of this with a point and keep our 100% record. Calvin! Last 10 minutes plus I think at least 5 minutes of added time will be there. So 15 minutes to go. Can we salvage something? Jeremy Doku shifted onto the right wing now. One thing I would hate is to see crosses come in. They're bloody so tall. You just can't score from crosses. Calvin, don't shoot from there. Just no, I mean the thing today is we have not been able to create a single chance for Erling Haaland. I don't know why the referee is stopping. It's not even a. I don't know why the referee is stopping. It's not even a head injury. You're not obliged to stop. It's not a head injury. I don't know why the ref is stopping. It's not a head injury. Daniel Akanji, Jack Grealish. Ah, I don't know why Calvin Phillips is just smashing them into the box. One chance, won't even one chance fall to Erling Haaland today. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Jose Sa will catch it. He'll waste some time. Wolves just hit us on the counter today. That's it. Jack Grealish again losing the ball. It's raining as well. Skiddy ball, probably skiddy surface. Don't know anything. A goal now would just set up the finale so well, I think. Jeremy Doku. That's a shit ball to a Wolves player. Oscar Bob does well to keep it in, but it's a Wolves substitution, I think now. 10 more minutes to go. I don't know. I don't quite actually know what we can do. City not even having the ball now. Just don't know. It's been that kind of a day, to be honest. Away ground, balls not coming in faster. So Jeremy Doku. Ah, just not falling for anyone today. Come on, get the ball in faster. At least one goal, and it would be something to take away from here. One goal. Ah, clock is just ticking down faster and faster. Manuel Akanji, Jack Grealish. Just is not falling for us today. Jeremy Doku, Oscar Bob, Kyle Walker back to Ruben Diaz. Clock is just ticking down. I hope they give at least 5 minutes of added time. Julian Alvarez. Ah, Kenji does well there. Phil Foden. Foden to Jack Grealish. It's a goal kick. Jack Grealish wastes another opportunity. Bloody hell. How much added time that is. I bet the referee will give +3 or something. It's +6. Not bad. 6 minutes or nothing just to salvage a draw. Jack. Wolves are just clearing it away wherever possible. Get the ball in fast. One chance. One chance is what the hell is this? The referee is also now wasting time for Wolves. And City lose the ball. My God. Fabio Silva is in there as well. It's not a foul. Just like that, 2 minutes are done. One chance. Can we fathom one chance? I think the game has just gassed down now. Mateo Kovacic. Jack Grealish. This could be the moment. Ah! Calvin Phillips. It just lifted it over. I think probably it's a corner. That's the only saving grace for him. But you would generally have Rodri on these kind of moments. Jeremy Doku. Can we get one more chance? That's the only thing. I don't know why they haven't called Edison for that corner, but that's a good cross. And this is City's last chance, probably. Akanji messes it up, but Grealish retrieves it. Just a glimmer of hope remaining. Just a glimmer of hope remaining. Ben Diaz, Manuel Akanji. I think that's it for today. I think that's it for today. City's first loss of the season. Yeah, has to be. It's a Wolves free kick. I think the referee honestly has to add on one more minute, but I don't think he will. I think this is City's, yes, it's not I think, but this is City's first loss of the season. But then we are used to these things, right? We are actually used to these things. Crystal Palace, we lost Crystal Palace home and away in one season. Last season, I mean, a season we lost to Spurs home and away. Last season, it was which team? So last season we lost to Spurs away. Last season we lost to, I think it was Brentford home and away. We lost last season. So I don't think it's a time to be overly disappointed and things like that. This is the start of the season. 6 games on a trot winning, and then one game we are lost on seven. I actually think there is a motivational factor as well, right? You win games and then you lose one, and then again there can be a winning run as well. Pep can say another winning run, another winning run. So I just think that these setbacks at the start of the season, they actually give you the chance to they actually give you the chance to regroup and set your tactics. Gotham says no Rodri, and we already lost two matches, too much dependence. I think the Newcastle match, Gautam, it was honestly Julian Alvarez didn't finish two chances. Otherwise, we could have won that match. So, and anyway, don't think Rodri would have played in that just for the sake of rest. And in this match was actually strange. This match was very strange. We did not lose this match because of a DM. We Okay, we missed Rodri's shots from the edge of the box and all, but if you see why we lost this match, it's because of the delivery in behind Nathanake. I think that would have honestly happened even if Rodri was there. So this match was a delivery in behind Nathanake. I think that was the thing. Maybe I think it was the wrong choice of a player. It's on the coaching staff today for me. I think Nathanake against Pedro Neto. I just don't think it's a good matchup because Pedro Neto is way too quicker than Nathanake. I think either Nathanake had to play a bit behind, or you had to play Josko Guardiola today. I just think it was a lack of a good choice from the coaching staff. I think today was a game for Josko Guardiola to play. But again, this is a tradition, right? But Gautam says, I think in the second goal, Callan was daydreaming. Have you observed Gautam? It was almost the same thing against Newcastle as well. Isaac back post, and Callan Phillips was free on the edge of the box and he didn't go and prack Alexander Isak. And even today as well, Callan Phillips was free. He didn't prack the free man in the box. Probably that was where Rodri would have been in the box. He would have. I think Matthews Nunes would have done a good defensive job. Uh, I think another blunder was in the second half taking off Matthews Nunes and leaving Kovacic on. I mean, I understand why they did that because they thought Kovacic could break the lines. But I think Matthews Nunes is there on the pitch. We don't concede that second goal, I think. So I think there have been a bit of a blunders from the coaching staff as well today. That Guardiola thing and taking off Matthews Nunez instead of Kovacic. Wolves today had one shot on target. By the way, we had 8 shots on target. Wolves had zero corners. It was domination from City. We had 70% possession almost. So it's just that there are a few days which they're not yours. That's the only thing I would say. But it's nothing on the players today. I don't think anyone played too badly. The It was just too congested there. But I just think that you needed Josko Guardiola just for his pace, his defensive thing. And also second thing is Josko Guardiola for me. Josko Guardiola for me, his crosses into the box are actually very good. Gautam says Arsenal next looks daunting, but it's so early on in the season, right, Gautam? It's so early on in the season. I mean, whatever happens in that Arsenal game, I I think it's way too early on in the season to say that title, this and that, whatever might happen in that Arsenal game because. Like we saw Arsenal at home, Spurs drew to them Arsenal at home, but Arsenal at home will be a different prospect, right? Because Arsenal at home, you will not be Nathan. For example, Nathanake will not be playing in Arsenal's half, right? Nathanake will be playing behind. I mean, he'll be playing a bit back. So, and Kyle Walker will obviously be playing a bit back. So I think the game it will be a different game. And I don't. And anyway, I think Gotham City are a team that come to life in the second half, right? Generally, in the first half of the season, we are figuring out tactics. We are like having a feel for how other teams are deploying tactics against us. We're having a feel for which players where and all of it. I actually think if I'm the opposition team in the title race and looking at this, I'm like, I'll be feeling a bit afraid because KDB will be rested for the second half of the season. KDB will be fresh, and and you know that City are well known for making those going on those incredible runs in the second half of the season. So for me, it's just that kind of a game, Brentford last season before the World Cup break. If you remember the season before, it was I think Crystal Palace. I think every season we lose to a team home and away. That's maybe a tradition, like I repeated last season Brentford home and away, season before that Spurs home and away, season before that Crystal Palace home and away. I think whenever we won the title, I think it's just a tradition that we have to do this. But again, this could be used as a motivator by Pep. This could be used as a motivator by Pep to motivate the team to go on another incredible run like this, because otherwise you've won the treble. What could you motivate the team on? That's another question, realistic question. You won the Premier League 3 times in a row, 4 in 5 seasons. You won the treble last season, Champions League. How do you motivate these players to go on and play? This could be a motivator. The players will be hurt today, loss against Wolves and stuff. So I think Pep could use this as a motivator, to be honest. It's always been the style of City, right? After a break in a winning run comes, then go on other winning runs. Gautam says, hope tonight we get a draw in Spurs versus Liverpool. Again, it's too early on, Gautam. It's too early on to. I think the first part of the season is just too early on to decide anything. I mean, whatever might happen tonight, do we be on the top, or have we dropped after this loss? Maybe Liverpool, if they win, they go top of the table, I think, after this loss. Yeah, City are still on the top. City are still on the top, and City are still on the top, to be honest. Yeah, City are still on the top, but it's going to be interesting, this title race. Vinay says no creativity, no urgency. I just think, Vinay, there have been a couple of tactical errors today. There have been a couple of tactical errors. I think, see, Wolves were defending narrow, and they were telling City to cross in from deep. And the problem today was you have Kyle Walker on one side crossing in from deep. Kyle Walker is not a good crosser on the ball. So City and you had Doku on the other side. Again, Doku, I don't think he's a good crosser on the ball. His strength is coming inside. So Wolves have crowded the box. I just think probably you shift. Uh, I think either you play Grealish on one side because Grealish is good with crosses, or probably Pep should have done what he did in the second half. Put Julian Alvarez or a Phil Foden on the right wing, and then put someone in who could put in decent crosses into the box from out wide. I think having both Foden and Alvarez in the middle allowed Wolves to concentrate their defensive duties there. Everyone was in the center from Wolves. As soon as the ball came to Alvarez or Foden, Wolves just pounced on them and got the ball. I think that was the problem today. I think today was the match where Guardiola should have played. Today was the match where Jack Grealish should have played. Because why Jack Grealish? I mean, again, you just look at the side that got exposed today, our left hand side, and Jack Grealish with the control on the left hand side, Josko Guardiola for that pace on Pedro Neto. I bet if Grealish and Josko Guardiola would have played, I don't think there would have been turnovers there, and I don't think Josko Guardiola would have actually got beaten like Ake. And also, Josko Guardiola is much better crossing into the box. So I think it's a tactical error by Pep Guardiola and his coaching staff. It's a tactical error for sure. It's a tactical error. Not the right opponent to play Nathan Ake against, because the ball was with the people who were on left hand side for City. The majority of the ball was with them. The majority of the attacks of Wolves were concentrated on that side. They targeted that side, and I think match for Josko Guardiola, match for Jack Grealish, just for control and to shut everything down. Vinay says why Doku was reluctant to take on, made Semedo look a good defender. That's the thing, Vinay. That's the thing. As soon as Nathan Ake got beaten over there in a 1v1, I just think I just think Doku was just that bit low on confidence in the sense that if I lose this ball on the take on, Pedro Neto is going to expose Nathan Ake there at the back. I think that was the feeling. That's why Josko Guardiola at the back, just for this game. Nothing on Nathan Ake, but the kind of opponent which Pedro Neto is. Nases Pep got so wrong on Ake. Netro rose Ake. Guardiola was exactly when exactly. That's why we lost. It's not even the mistake of Nathan Ake there. See, if you told Nathan Ake to play back and defend against Pedro Neto, 1v1 he defends against Pedro Neto at least 9 out of 10 times. But here the thing is different. Here you're telling Nathan Ake to play inside the half of Wolves. And then you are telling Natanake to have a race against Pedro Neto, which I think only Kyle Walker and Josko Guardiola in our team would have won. Maybe an Akanji would have won, and Akanji would have been a good opponent against Pedro Neto for his physicality and stuff. I was surprised after the first goal, Pep didn't send Akanji on the left and put Ake and Ruben Diaz as a centre back pairing. Lot of tactical blunders in this match from Pep Guardiola. Nothing on the players, nothing on the players. The players tried everything they can. Oscar Bob was superb. Matthews Nunes was making his runs into the box in the first half. Phil Foden was trying to go in between the lines. Alvarez was trying to play between the lines. But there was no space in between the lines. What will they do? Oscar Bob was very good when he came on. I think Oscar Bob has earned the place in the next Champions League match against Leipzig for me. Oscar Bob looks so good playing in those small spaces. He just looks so good. It's Pep Guard today. It's all on Pep Guardiola and his coaching staff why we lost. It's as simple as that. AK 1v1, those mistakes happen, but again, not the right opponent. Right, we were discussing. Vinay says, hope this game draws Spurs against Liverpool. I mean, again, Vinay, I actually think it's way too early in the season. Vinay, you remember the season 18-19 season? Liverpool lost one game in that entire season. City lost 4 or 5 games in that season. And still we won the title. Liverpool didn't win the title even after losing one game. Liverpool could have gone invincible that season and they still would not have won the title. Okay, title was decided by 1 point, but it's that close. So I think City, the thing about City is we either lose or we win. How many times have you seen City draw? Can you tell me a game that City drew last season? Okay, we drew against Brighton, but that was after the title was won. But how many games did City draw last season? Do you remember any? I bloody can't even remember any game that we drew last season. Would have been 1 or 2 games that we drew last season. The best thing, the difference between why City wins so many titles and opponents don't is opponents draw, but City goes for the win and we are ready to lose. See, it could easily have been a 1-1 draw today. We could have sat back a bit, we could have invited Wolves on, tried to hit Wolves on the counter and stuff. We went for the jugular and that's why space opened behind. So City either go for it, we win or lose. So I think it's way too early in the season to decide on the title race. I'm still telling whatever happens against Arsenal, whatever happens against Arsenal next weekend, it still will not decide the title. It still will not decide the title. And in fact, I think an advantage for us is we have Arsenal at the Etihad in March or April, which means we will be in control of the title race. We can control, I mean, our destiny. So, I mean, whatever happens at the Emirates as well next week, it's just way too early to decide. It's just way too early to decide. To be honest, the gaps are just so thin. So let's see, but again, this has been the trademark of City. We go on a winning run. There's a gap, and then we again go on a winning run. So I think this can, like I said again, this can be used as a motivator by Pep Guardiola to just motivate the squad to come again and no hard feelings. It's a game of football. At the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. I was not expecting City to, like many pundits were saying, can City go invincible? That's not gonna happen. Come on, guys. 2005-6, Arsenal drew bloody 12 times. And they won the invincible title with 78 points. 78 points will not get you a top 4 today in this scenario. So let's see how it goes. The season's very long. And do not forget, we are the champions, we're the treble winners. So let's see how everything goes. And good thing is today United lost as well. So anyway, guys, see you all and take care. Don't dwell on the game too much. It's just the start of the season. That's it. And we are without key players as well. No John Stones, no Kevin De Bruyne.